We'll graph an equation in this exercise. We'll graph the equation 1/4 x plus 3 1/2 y equals 1. And we'll start by finding some solutions of the equation, choosing a value for x and finding the corresponding y value, or the other way around. And with these coefficients, since I have a mixed numeral coefficient, I think it's going to be easier to find values if I work with this coefficient in terms of a fraction rather than a mixed numeral. So let's take a look at this equation and let's rewrite it, writing 3 1/2 as 7/2. And now let's just choose some x values and find the y values that correspond. If x equals 4, then I have 1/4 times 4 plus 7/2 y equals 1. 1/4 times 4 is 1, so I have 1 plus 7/2 y equals 1. And if I subtract 1 on both sides, I have 7/2 y equals 0. And if I multiply both sides by 2/7, then I get y is equal to 0. So I know that I have a point 4, 0. If we let's let x be 0. If x is 0, I have 1/4 times 0 plus 7/2 y equals 1. This is 0, so I have 7/2 y equals 1. And if I multiply both sides by 2/7, I get y equals 2/7. So I have a point 0, 2/7. And let's find one more point. Let's let x be -4. If x is -4, I have 1/4 times -4 plus 7/2 y equals 1. 1/4 times -4 is -1. If I add 1 on both sides, I have 7/2 y equals 2. And now if I multiply both sides by 2/7, I get y is equal to 4/7. So I have a point -4, 4/7. And let's put those points in a table. We had 4, 0, and we had 0, 2/7, and we had -4, 4/7. Now let's plot these points. We've got 4, 0. We have 0, 2/7, which is not too far above the x-axis. And we have -4, 4/7, which is right about here. And let's draw the line that contains those points. This is the graph, and we will label it with the equation 1/4 x plus 3 1/2 y equals 1.